Recorded Books and RB Digital present Tower of Skulls, A History of the Asia-Pacific War, July 1937 to May 1942, by Richard B. Frank, narrated by L.J. Ganser. Prologue. The Marco Polo Bridge. 8 miles southwest of Beijing, the old Lugoqiao Bridge girds the Yangding River. 11 arches suspend an elegant roadway stretching nearly 300 yards. Since the bridge was first constructed in the 12th century reign of the Jin dynasty, countless footfalls and wheel scrapes have smoothed the stone surface. The balustrades flanking the roadway rest on 250 marble posts and mount over 400 carved white ornamental lion statues. Diminutive lion sculptures, no two alike, adorn the larger ones. When Marco Polo gazed upon the span during his 13th century travels, he pronounced it without peer in Europe. By July 1937, the bridge was known outside China as the Marco Polo Bridge, a name accentuating foreign ascendancy and Chinese decline. That same month saw the Lugoqiao Bridge set the scene as the curtain rose on a calamitous drama that would engulf first China and then the world over the next 8 years. That drama would be best known as the Marco Polo Bridge Incident. China in 1937 was deeply divided, and its sovereignty was in peril. With the collapse of the Qing dynasty in 1911, thousands of years of Chinese dynastic rule came to a convulsive end. The country fragmented into zones governed by competing regional leaders, often branded as warlords. That term accentuates the military measure of these competing leaders, but all rivals for political ascendancy ultimately rely upon arms to maintain or expand their power. These regional leaders differed, not just in military terms, but also in a wide spectrum of economic and political environments in which they operated. The Kuomintang, KMT, or Nationalist Party, formed the leading faction. Its founder was Dr. Sun Yat-sen. Sun Jianshun, the most revered figure to emerge from the dense and often lethal Chinese political thickets of the first 3 decades of the 20th century. Sun's forte proved to be his visionary pronouncements, most famously his 3 principles: Sanminjui, carrying the tang of contemporary Western intellectual currents of nationalism, democracy, and socialism, people's livelihood. But Sun believed that democracy must be cautiously grafted onto China after a period of benign authoritarianism that he called tutelage. Sun created the Nationalist Party in 1919. One of his followers was a soldier whose steadfast loyalty won Sun's confidence and affection. In repayment, Sun bestowed on his Cantonese protégé the name by which he is best known in the West, Chiang Kai-shek. Before he died of cancer in March 1925, Sun adopted for himself the title of Generalissimo. He formed an alliance with the Soviet Union, telling Vladimir Lenin that Chiang was his most trusted deputy, and organized the nationalists along Marxist-Leninist lines. Upon Sun's death, Jingwei Wang, a handsome, intelligent, charismatic, long-standing nationalist leader, appeared, not least to his own satisfaction, as Sun's obvious successor. Chiang lacked any lofty post within the inner party hierarchy, which dismissed his qualifications. But ordinary nationalist members eyed Chiang as a forceful military leader and an independent, incorruptible, and faithful disciple of Sun. Chiang also carried credentials as the nationalist figure most knowledgeable about the Soviet Union, now the party's principal backer. The succession struggle played out with violence and subterfuge over some time, but, to the surprise of all but a few observers, Chiang became the new generalissimo of the nationalists. After this defeat, Jingwei Wang did not leave the world stage, but would go on to make his name perhaps the most iniquitous in 20th century Chinese history. As historian Gregor Benton phrased it, the nationalists were an aggregation of relatively autonomous cliques and powerful personalities, rather than a political party in the modern sense. the ideological outlook.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.